You can catch ground-dwelling insects is to put in what are called pitfall traps. So this is a pitfall trap. The level of the cup has to be flush with the ground. Otherwise it would be like you walking up to a wall. They're just going to walk around it. So if it's slightly below the level of ground, they just kind of walk, and then they go. So you're simply just letting them kind of do their normal duties. And this is their way of trying to estimate the number that are there. If you notice this one, there's no snakes. So it has a little rain hat to keep the rain out of it. Oop. Somehow or another, this one has, oh, I know what happened. They turned the sprinklers on and the clay swole and it pushed the cup out of the ground. Okay, so it should be set in like this. So they're going to walk along and just simply fall in the cup. Now, if you look in here, there are bugs. So everybody can. I don't have to hold. Somebody else can take it. So what we're gonna, one of the activities we're gonna do is, you've been spending a lot of time and attention on biodiversity, okay, and how habitats influence the types of things that live there. So we put some traps out in some different habitats. You could do the exact same thing on your schoolyard. Your schoolyards have different types of habitat. Grassy areas, forested areas, flower beds, you name it. All of those places have bugs associated with it. If you notice out here, there's one lone tree sitting in the middle of the yard. That creates a habitat for bugs to live under. And different types of things live around the tree and live away from the tree. So as an activity for letting kids kind of develop their observational skills and learn how to ask questions and kind of acquaint themselves with things that live on the ground, this is a really simple way of trying to go about it. It's non-intrusive. You don't have to run around with nets. You don't have to worry about anything other than putting the trap in the ground and then coming back at some point in time and picking it up and then collecting the stuff that's inside. What's the liquid in here? This is isopropyl alcohol.
Rubbing alcohol.
Rubbing alcohol. I've been trying to find polypropylene glycol, which is an antifreeze. Everybody should know that ethylene glycol is another type of antifreeze, but that's the stuff that's really sweet, and dogs like to drink it, or other animals like to drink it, and it can kill them. Polypropylene glycol is a non-toxic alternative, or a low-toxic alternative. It doesn't cause all the problems. So I was looking for that because it's an environmentally friendly preservative. Isopropyl or rubbing alcohol will work. The reason I was trying to stay away from it is that with it so hot, it evaporates. Okay, so every day I've been coming back and adding more and more alcohol, just so the stuff that fell in would die. These guys landed this morning and they haven't succumbed yet, so I probably will release them while they're still in good shape and be done with it. But we have some stuff upstairs that we're going to simply look at. Now, if we wanted to, if you thought about habitats on your schoolyard, and there's reasons for studying bugs, okay? What's a reason for studying bugs? Anybody? Bugs are everywhere, okay? There are more species of arthropods. Again, what's an arthropod? Anybody remember that? Well, they have a hard, some of them have a hard crust on the outside, like crustaceans, like crabs and shrimp. They have a calcium carbonate impregnated exoskeleton, okay? Just a bunch of fancy terms. But arthropoda means something. Jointed feet. So you think about all the things that have jointed feet. Those are arthropods. So who's an arthropod? Is an insect an arthropod? Yeah. Is a scorpion an arthropod? Yeah. Is a pill bug, a roly-poly, an arthropod? These are all arthropods. How about ticks? Are they arthropods? Probably what people's least favorite arthropods are ticks or cockroaches, okay? Maybe ants, okay? Because they're pests. So we're simply trying to come out here and let you kind of give the kids a chance to learn something about the most diverse group of organisms in the world, because there's more species of arthropods than there is anything else. Depending on who you read, 3 to 6, 3 to 8 million species of living things. About 1 million of those are arthropods. Okay, so when you think about, oh, lots of mammals, lots of birds, lots of salamanders. Yeah, there are, but there's more species of fish than there are all the other vertebrates, but there's more species of insects and arthropods than there is of anybody else. Maybe not bacteria or viruses. That jury's still out on those. Okay, so what I did is I picked them up. They're upstairs. We're going to then sit down and kind of learn a little bit about them. Okay, we're going to sort the samples so we give you a chance to identify some things if you don't know how to identify them already. Tally them up, and we're going to use that as a way of comparing a site to another site. Are they the same or are they different? If they're different, why might they be different? Okay? Whether we get through all of this morning, I can't tell you. It just depends on how much stuff we've got and where we go with it. So that's, like Shelly and I decided that we were going to take it out of the field so you don't have to walk out in the heat. We get back up inside, you'll be a little bit more comfortable, and we'll pick it up and we'll talk from there. Okay?
Yes. Go. Do it.
Okay. So what I would do is kind of take one of these trays here and just do this, because it's going to be easier. A small amount of volume.
Girl, I don't like bugs. I don't even care if they dead. I don't like.
So this would be a millipede because you said it has 2 legs.
You don't know what it is?
Two sets of
Check it out on the
legs,
scope, and we'll just kind of sort this from there.
So we don't get out early. We just let them
Just the bugs,
Maybe not.
not the junk.
No, I was saying it looks yummy. I was
Delicious.
If you got a snack,
Would you cover in dark chocolate?
You know, I think bugs like that are like 90% protein.
Yeah.
So if you need to stay alive, you get them.
They did in the Bible, grasshoppers.
Yeah,
And honey
yeah.
goats.
I put this in the same one. I'll put it in that one.
ooh, you have a daddy long leg.
Hey, what is that?
Get organized.
Now you could use Practical to look at your shape.
Ooh, you dropped the bug.
Okay, so what you might want to do also is
So what are y'all doing right now?
We're picking out all the insects. Everything. I don't see too many insects. I don't hardly see too many. You got some nice ones, though.
So you're separating the bug from the dirt?
Yep. Separating the bugs from the dirt. And I have some tiny bugs in here that I can't hardly get a grip on. They look like ants.
So what are y'all doing now?
Looking right now. Try to see what kind of bugs you have on here. Hey, McCall, come look at this. You're a little scared.
Alright. So what kind of bug is that?
That we haven't figured out yet. You see the legs?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, wow. Where's the...
Is it scarier up close?
Yeah, it is. You gonna turn it to the side or something like that?
Yeah.